Hello, OperaSM here with a deck tech for the Colossal Tussle right node of it. Secondaries are create 10 or more creature tokens and win with rare or less cards. I'm actually playing against Brisk Fabry, an awesome, strong member of our From the Ashes Coalition, so this should be a fun match. I need to give a big shout out to Umbry as well. It's another member of our FTA alliance. I had posted my previously successful decks from past standard iterations of this, but I haven't done a lot to update them in Legacy. They were mentioning that it wasn't quite cutting the mustard there, so thanks for letting me know. I appreciate constructive criticism in general to improve things. I had a good combo deck there previously, which relied on using the last ride event support to keep killing your own creature and making a death loop that would deal damage to the opponent. Uh, Realizing in Legacy we've got quite a few good upgrades, so I was able to port over the card idea I had into an even stronger Garruk deck, Cursed Huntsman. So let's take a look at it. So again, the event support, the last ride basically says when you have a creature enter the battlefield, you are able to destroy a creature if you want. And if it's a non-token creature, the opponent will take 2 damage and you'll gain 2 life. Or they lose 2 life and you gain 2 life or something. But reassembling Skeleton can do that very cheap. It only costs 6. And when it dies, if there are 8 or more black gems, you return it to the battlefield. So we can do that as many times as we want to drain the opponent for 2 each time. We do have to make some token creatures though. So for this, we're going to be using Knight of the Last Breath. There are a couple different options of creatures you can use for this, and you can also use a different red phoenix that has an ability to work here as well if you don't have those cards. But this guy says when another non-token creature you control dies or loses a reinforcement, which will be reassembling Skeleton, you get to create a white and black spirit token. It also has afterlife, so when it dies, it could create 3 spirit tokens just as a backup in case something goes wrong. But the rest of the deck, we have 3 different spells which let you fetch creatures, most of them multiple creatures, to get both combo pieces at once. Lead the Stampede, you meet in a tavern, and Relentless Pursuit. Note that with Relentless Pursuit, you may be grabbing lands with some of those potentially. So, but usually the first time you can hopefully get both your creatures. And then Vivian, Nature's Avenger. I missed this one in Standard, but the +1 ability to just fetch your first creature is great. And then we've got 4 different cards which convert to black. So they're 2 combo pieces. 4 cards which help you find those combo pieces, and then 4 cards which are able to make things that convert to black. So we'll always have a lot of black gems on the board for reassembling Skeleton to work. Honorary mention for conversion is Hagra. Mauling this thing's a beast. Just for 10, it can also serve as removal, but then the land forming to create 10, if I can actually click with my Flintstone fingers here, there we go, to convert 3 to black is just great. And then again, we are using Garruk Cursed Huntsman, so its second ability is great if the opponent is beating on you pretty fast to just destroy their creature and gain some life and draw cards to get you into the combo. And if nothing else, if the opponent somehow has the combo shut down, we can just use their loyalty abilities to create tokens as well and beat down on our opponent. So between the L2 removal, the making tokens here, then potentially killing your knight to make more tokens, as a backup plan, it's not the worst either. So, all right, let's go ahead and see this thing in action here. And hopefully this is a good match, again, against the opponent. They're like a very solid player, so I'm excited to see what sort of current nonsense they're running here. So we'll take a quick look and talk about the last ride event support. I really like this event because the event supports here actually matter and they're strong enough to build around. In the other 2 nodes, I use the Twist of Fate one to do kind of a turbo cycling thing with what's his name, Broken, which I may show in a different video. But here, this is all about the last ride token, and this deck can basically only work here because of this. So the last right, can't do this without talking about this super sweet art of these like zombie dinos, which is pretty awesome. But it's when a creature you control dies or loses a reinforcement. If it's a token creature, your non-token creatures get buffed. We don't care about that otherwise. So if it's a non-token creature, you gain 2 life and deal 2 damage to your opponent's planeswalker. So that's really what we're going to do, and it's that's what we're going to trigger a bunch of times using the second clause on the cards. So when a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may destroy target creature you